Welcome back, everybody. Dipcatcher Radio, back again. How's everybody doing? It's been an exciting couple days in Hex, in crypto, in the world, especially in Maximus. We just on Friday, so now what has that been? It's been about 2.5 full days. We rolled out the first phase of the upcoming pool party platform. So quick reminder, if you're just learning about pool party now, pool party is a platform for organizing your own hex staking pools. So we are known for our big hex stake pools that we've deployed in the last year. Started with the Maxi, that was a 15-year stake pool, and then we have Base, Trio, Lucky, and Deci, 1 year, 3 year, 7 year, 10 year. In total, about 1 billion hex had been pooled through those 5 launches. And the benefits of pooling stakes are, first and foremost, the massive gas savings. We have about 10 to 15,000 people in these pools. And so rather than covering each of those people covering their own gas for running their own stakes, all those stakes are just consolidated into one. And so massive gas fee savings. You get more yield because of the bigger pays better bonus. And then also the token that is backed by the stake is fully tradable. You can do whatever you want with it. That provides some nice security features where you can kind of split up your stake across different wallets. It enables liquidity. So you can sell your position if you want to, or you can add to it in the future. And you don't have to, it's not an all or nothing thing. Like if you were to stake on your own and you wanted to early end stake, it's like you have to early end stake the whole thing. Not with this, where you can, if you just want to break off part of your position, you can. So these pooled stakes have been wildly successful, and we figured it was time to just kind of allow other people to experience the benefit of this and organize their own pools. I think that it's like we've done pretty well with our pools. But that's just, with our messaging to our audiences. And so we think that we can really unlock the power of these hex stake pools by empowering other people to be able to launch their own and organize theirs. So that's pool party. And so each of these pools, they will each have their own ticker symbol. Like pool party is basically a token launching platform. Where the tokens that you launch are backed by staked hex. So each of these pools will have their own unique names, and this is the names are really, I think, a critical piece of these pools. Like when I see the names of our pools, I love them. Like that's one of my favorite. It's like so far we've launched now 10 assets, including this name claim thing, which we'll talk about in a minute, and the name is such a fun part about it. It's awesome when there's like a single word that can just capture the essence of the pool, and it's something that can really bring the community together and is a symbol that people that are participants in each pool can strongly identify with. So these are really valuable brand assets. And so, when we're just kind of planning out this whole thing, we're like, okay, like, what are we gonna do about names? It's like it would be kind of difficult if on the platform there are a bunch of pools with the same name. You could get kind of tricked into joining a pool you didn't want to join. And so and also a concern of mine was that the good names would get wasted. What if someone that wasn't serious about organizing a pool just happened to select the name? And so we wanted to start engaging people earlier on before launch around these names. And so we set up this contract that lets you claim your name for a ticker. And that's what we just rolled out on Friday. And so far we've had, I think, just over 100 names have been claimed. And there's been actually massive participation in this thing. Way more participation than I thought would happen so far. So that's what we'll be talking about today. Let's check out the chat real quick, and then we'll go into name claim. Pulsicano says, "Congrats on the initial name claims and party conversions to date." Yeah. Oh yeah. So what he's talking about with the party conversions is the way this. We'll just get right into it. So the way that name claim works here. Why don't I just pull up my? Let me share my screen, and then we'll talk this through. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So this is the. Let me make sure you guys can see. Yep. Let's hide this. And let's turn. I'm going to turn off the music just in case you want to cut this video up in the future. So this is the dashboard for name claim. So pool party ticker names are valuable one-of-one assets that you can use for your own branded pool or sell to the highest bidder. Secure yours today. So pretty simple rules for this name claiming system. You can mint 48,000 ticker name claim points per 1 ETH. So that's the name claim. And in order to claim a name, you burn 9,600 ticker name claim points. First come, first serve. And then any name claim tokens, so these ticker name claim points that are not used during the, during this thing, you can just choose to burn them and convert them 1-to-1 into party airdrop points. So one thing to notice here is that, and this has actually been the primary use case of this whole system, because is people that are minting name claim and then immediately just converting it into the party 1-to-1 into the party airdrop points. And they're doing this because right now, if you mint name claim and then burn it into the party airdrop points using the convert leftover name claim points button over here, you actually get, what is that? It's about 15% more party than if you just wait to mint party at launch, when the mint rate is going to be 42,069 party per ETH. Right now, you can actually, effectively lock into party where you'll get your party airdrop to. It's like you're not minting your party right now. You're minting the name claim point. You're minting name claim, and then you're converting it into these airdrop points that are logged in the contract. And so right now there's basically a 15% discount on the mint rate. But keep in mind, the pool party token itself is not live yet. This is locking in there, and so you should definitely consider your own risk profile when considering whether or not you're going to participate. But the reason why I actually felt okay with doing this is that practically what's happening here is that you're still like anyone who's claiming these names, like the whole intention of this is to get the first batch of names that are just locked in for people to use. And we needed to do this before the mainnet launch, just so we could have in the contract just like the first batch of names just kind of baked in there, because like when pool party fully launches, there's going to be like when you want to claim a name that's not claimed in this pregame phase, it'll actually kick off an auction for the name. And so there's going to be a whole auction process for the names once pool party launches on mainnet. But now during this early stage name claiming system, it's actually a flat rate. So what is that? It comes out to like 0.2 ETH per name. And so it's really meant for these high value names, because a lot of names really aren't worth 0.2 ETH. But the names that potentially could be, or the ones that people just don't want to deal with an auction to secure, now's the time to do it. And so the reason why I'm really why I included this thing where you could basically get a discount and roll forward these name claim points into the party airdrop is because you're in effect you're relying on these names to be honored, right? It's like that's like the whole point of this is to pre-allocate these names. And so since people are already relying on these names to be honored, which means that effectively people believe me. They believe that that my intentions with this are what I say they are, where we're trying to pre-secure these names. And so because people are already relying on me to include these names in there, then you might as well also rely on me to believe that I will actually honor this one-to-one party thing. So that's why this is I think a really awesome opportunity for people that that believe that that these will be honored. It's like, why wouldn't they be? um, that'd be a really kind of stupid thing to mislead people on. So yeah, so that's why we chose to do this. And so far we've had a lot of participation. We have right here, we have on the name claim site, ticker name claim by the numbers. This I just haven't worked on like the formatting of this yet, but 3.47 million name claim has been minted, 100 names have been claimed, and 2.3 million name claim has been converted into party airdrop points. So what is that? That's about 66% of all the participation in this contract is people that are using this as an avenue to lock in a discount on the party minting. So that's very, very interesting. Way more than I thought. I thought this was going to be like an afterthought, but for a lot of people, this is actually like the main thing they're using this for. Because about the other, will there be like just over 1 million name claim has been used to mint names, these 100 names. Awesome participation so far. A lot of people seem to be really, really excited about this, about party. And yeah, so that's what's going on. So why don't we just kind of walk through this right now? So here's how you mint. You can mint your ticker name claim points. So it's 48,000 name claim per ETH. You don't have to do one full ETH. You can do a tiny amount. So here, just for a sample, why don't we just do that? And so right now we're going to mint 4.8 name claim. So about $1.63 in gas. So that's really cheap for a minting of an asset. Because what the contract is doing right now, why don't we open it up on Etherscan? I guess we'll go over the code itself, in a little bit, but because it just minted. So basically what it's doing is it's actually just simply sending ETH into the contract. And then the contract is programmed to, anytime ETH enters the contract, it mints the sender of the contract, however many name claim that they earn. And then, so now I have the name claim tokens. And so now what we can do with these, you can do one of two things. So you can either claim a name. So to claim a name, you need 9,600 name claim to secure a ticker name. And what you do here is you just search here. So let's search a name. So I don't have enough to claim the name, but we'll just look for it anyway. So say I want to make a pool called Pump. I can see that it's available, because if it wasn't, so like, let's look here. So these are the list of them. So like, if a name is already taken, so say Cali pool, you see it says unavailable right here. But say we wanted to claim Pump, search it, it's available, so we can click claim now. So it's throwing the error. This is, you must have at least 9,600 name claim to claim a name. So I don't have that much in my little burner wallet here, so can't claim that. But yeah, so it's just very simple for claiming the name. You search it, and then all your names will appear right here. And when you claim a name, 10% of the name claim that you use to lock down the name, you get in like the airdrop points. So every name that you claim, you get 960 party. And so so 960 party, if party is 42069 party per ETH at the regular minting rate when mainnet launches, this 960 party that you get from this right here, it comes out to about 0.022 ETH worth of party. So if you claim a name, you get you get some of these party airdrop points. But the other way to get those party airdrop points is just to convert your leftover name claim points. So here you get 1 party airdrop point per name claim burnt. Party airdrop points are non-transferable and will be airdropped 1 party per point at the launch of Pool Party. And so I'm going to go ahead and just convert them right here. So we got that. We're going to click convert. So yeah, only 149 here to convert them. And so what this is doing is this is burning the party or burning the name claim. And then once the transaction goes through, then the contract has a data storage field called these, airdrop points. And now it just logs there. So when Pool Party launches, the Pool Party contract is going to read from the name claim contract, and it's going to look at all the names that were claimed. And then when you claim your name, it actually mint you an NFT, and then that's what the name ownership will be in the Pool Party launch. So for now, the names are non-transferable, so there's no NFT related to it. It just saves which address owns each name. And then it also records how many of these airdrop points that you got from this system. And so the Pool Party contract will read directly from this. And so right there, I just locked in 4.8 airdrop points. And that's really all you have to do to that's really all there is to do in this. So so far, we've had a lot of pretty cool names that have been minted. So we have 100. You can use numbers in your ticker symbols. Cali, TVL, APY, Hex United, Pulse BTC, Shark Tank, Alliance, Alpha Max, Hexagon, 90-day Hex, Hey Bruh, Blessed, 369, Hexagons, Winning, Chad, Whale, 5555, 10,000X, Minted, Swim, FOMO, PHEX, Leverage, Epic, Strategy, Tactical, HODL, Hexfunks, Shock, Alpha, Theta, Blaze, Liquid, Hexo, Hexy, Ice 9, maybe? ICE9, I don't know, Infinity, P-Shares, LIH, Max, 1999, Veterans, Almighty, NYNE, Okta, Legacy, Unseen, Charity, 1337, 777, Satoshi, Diamond, Ocho, BTC2, King, Quad, X, Twin, Octo, Wealth, Hex Whales, Sync, Microsoft, Amish, Wen, Matrix, Apple, Lambo, Beer, Coffee, Superman, Crypto, Money, Pool, Dude, Hexagon, Cabroni, 420, Hexagon, 69. Oh, Hex 1 can. I was wondering why it looked like there was a duplicate, because the contract doesn't allow duplicates to be minted. Hex 1 can, Hexagon 69, Airdist, Biggs, Burn, Hex Life, Heart, JRP, Bath, Rinse, Wash, Soap, Batman, Glow, Mine, Herb, Steak, Moon, Quarter, it's our brother name, and Cinco. So that's pretty cool. So these are the names that have been minted so far. And it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to see people participating. So let's see what name says. The party's just getting started. Let's go. Not Corner, what's up? I almost forgot how to maxi bag. I mean, it's a fine thing to just forget about, for 15 years. Boho Loco says, Fukin Legend. Thank you. Hail from the Rockies. Nice. Name with Maxi Team, Base, Trio, Lucky, Desi, Diamond Hands, Polly, Water, DCA, Party. Hexless says I'm in the right place. That's right. Let's go. What part? I'm in the Montana Rockies. Quarter, East Wyoming. Facts. Good move. Does each name get a front end for people to stake their coins in the name pool? Yes. So probably a good way to think about it would be if you just go to like perpetuals.maximus.cache. So kind of how you could, if you here, let's make sure you can see my screen. Yeah. So kind of how you could like toggle. You can't mint now because these are done, but you can toggle in the um throughout these. It won't be like this UI, like it'll be a brand new thing, but each pool will have the ability to just have a, like the UI will just be there for you. So that's like a major benefit for people who are be organizing these pools is that, first you get the contracts deployed. So these are audited contracts. It's basically the same contract as the perpetual pools. Um, and then so you have these audited contracts that are just there ready for you to use. You have the dashboards that are there ready for you to use. And you have the ability to like, brand them with like the name, the logo, and then you can set like an organizer fee and stuff. So we're really trying to provide the tools so people can have massively successful pools. And I think that and you of course can build your own UI for your own pool. Like there's nothing that only works through our UIs. Any UI will work. You can join the pools on Etherscan if you want. So you certainly can create your own UI for your own pool. Like say you wanted to do that. But what we're our UIs for pooling hex. I mean, they've really really all of our assets have really high like user conversion rates. From people landing on the page and then getting through the required steps without any issues. So, we've had by now, it's like we've had Maxi, Team, Base Trio, Lucky Desi, Poly Water, the Diamond Hands on all the pools. We had the Dip Catcher algorithm launch. We have now the name claim thing, and all these things. I mean, the participation rate really only grows on all these, and so we've had a lot of iteration and a lot of, we've really learned a lot in terms of the UI development for these, just these DApp front ends, and so we're really hoping that people can leverage our experience and in creating these front ends. So all the pools on Pool Party will just you'll just as soon as you click deploy your pool, you'll have a dashboard there ready for people to join. If I got the name Green Dildo, do I advertise greendildo.hexpool.party? Yeah. So GREENDILD. Oh, okay. So that should work. Thinking of that, it's 10 characters, so that should work. So yeah, if you want Green Dildo, go for it. I think it's so here. Let's look it up. Go to Etherscan, Pool Party name claim. Let's go to. Okay. So we're looking at the contract. So if you want to see if you're I mean, you can just look right here. So you said you want to use green dildo. Let's see. Okay, so it needs to be less than 10 characters. And we can confirm that. There's a function here that says check name. So yeah, it exceeds the allowed length. So it has to be 9 characters or less. So Sorry. And the reason why, so I mean, technically these can have any number of characters. Um, and when I was doing research on just like someone did analysis on the length of tickers for all the coins on CoinMarketCap, and something like 99.9% of them are 9 characters or less. And then what they noted was that sometimes the UIs and like coin tracking sites, or just like on some of the dexes, they may not even display all the characters. Um and it's like, that's, at some point it can get quite long. And so um we figured that 9 characters was enough. Kind of, it's kind of a tough decision, exactly what it should be. But in general, I think that within, I love constraints. Like a very effective constraint, I think, can bring about a lot of good creativity. And so, I'm happy with the 9 character limit on the pools. But I'm sorry, Hexlove, that you can't use green dildo. I've never heard my name so many times. Yeah. Named. Yeah, dude, we actually named this after you. The imminent launch of pool parties further fueled my inner fire to improve the world. I haven't figured out how this platform fits in yet, but I know it's going to play a role. Thanks, Tip. Yeah, I mean, I think that this can be a just something to bring people together around. Like, if where with a good name, say, there's a name that communicates some value that you care about and that other people care about, and people just come together around that and just basically just implement a saving strategy. We're like, okay, like we're gonna pool our funds, and then we're gonna join a 3-year hex stake, and then when this stake ends, we're gonna deploy those and put them to work. And in the meantime, the group together can figure out what they want to do. And so I think there's a lot of ways that people are going to try to make an impact with Pool Party, and that's really what we want to enable with all this. ADC, when is the party token claim coming up? So right now the contracts are almost done. So the pool contract is done. The party staking and like yield sharing contract is done. The distribution of the airdrop is still in progress, and then the NFT for the transferability of the names is in progress. I have a version of the name transferring done that didn't use an NFT, but we actually decided that we are going to do an NFT for the names, because it'll let us lean into existing NFT like aftermarket tools, as opposed to having to like run our own. Like, say you own a name and you want to like put up an auction to like the highest bidder, or like you want to just, you're willing to take an offer, but you don't necessarily want to like put it up for sale. You just like take in offers from OpenSea on your name. So we decided to do this instead of just like building our own kind of like aftermarket system for these names, because it's kind of something where it's like there's no need to reinvent the wheel there. And basically the way it'll work is that when you use your name, you have to set the NFT that contains the name, or that doesn't contain the name. The NFT doesn't contain anything. The NFT that with the NFT where if you read the function in the contract that says name, it will be whatever the ticker symbol is. That NFT, in order to start the pool, it has to be transferred into the pool itself. And so when the pool is launched, the pool will actually be the owner of the NFT that contains the name, but the pool won't have any functions for transferring that NFT. So the pool contract will be the owner of that name, and then that's how the contract will know to allow that to be utilized there. So pretty cool system. And so since that's like a newer, because I had the thing for like being able to own the names and transfer them, and I had a basic like aftermarket thing where you could put forth a bid and claim a name, but kind of came up with a better a better system for that leaned into an NFT, so we can utilize some of the existing tooling for aftermarkets for those one of one names. 9 characters max. That's right. Yep. In my late teens, I went to the Cody, Wyoming firefighter training school for a couple years. So if I'm holding various Maximus DAO tokens automatically to get an airdrop, yes. So at some point, there's going to be a snapshot leading up to launch. And if you hold any of the Maximus tokens, you'll get these airdrop points. So the same airdrop points that exist in the name claim thing, you'll be able to get based on your holdings. And that's it. So you don't have to do anything to get them. It'll be, fed into the contract beforehand. If you want to kind of know how that's going to work, it's going to be based on something called a Merkle tree. And that's how, like, if you remember when Hex launched, the Bitcoin free claim happened, there was like a Merkle tree that contained people's addresses and how much free Hex they were going to get due to the launch, the airdrop. And so it's kind of like that for how that'll work. So yeah, any of the Maximus DAO tokens will get you an airdrop. So that's Maxi, Team, Base, Trio, Lucky, Deci, Poly, Water, DCA. So any of those will get you those, whether you diamond handed your perpetuals, if you stake your team. So that's how that's going to work. Will the starting bid for names post party launch be 0.2 ETH? No. So it'll be something. It'll be denominated in party. So when parties, like after this like initial name claiming phase, there'll be auctions that are actually going to be a lot like the Hedron auctions for the HSIs, where there's going to be some minimum bid, and then the auction will go live for, still haven't decided exactly how many hours, probably 24 hours. And then there's an auction, and then the auction is in party, and then party gets burnt when the auction finishes. So it won't be that 0.2 ETH. It'll be something in party, and it'll be a lot smaller, because this like pre name claim thing is mainly for like the high value names. And also, I really wanted to reward people who are aware of this today, because it's like every time there's a launch, it's like there's the people that hear about it after. But I really want to, just because I'm so thankful for all the people that have been participating in the things that we're working on. I just wanted to somehow reward people who know about this today, like all the people that are here in this moment. And so, doing this at like this flat rate, and then including this like airdrop into it, I thought was a good way to just kind of reward people. But yeah, I mean, most names, probably aren't worth that much ETH, right? Like it's kind of like a Pareto principle type of thing, where like, 20% of the names are probably worth 80% of the name value. So it's that type of situation. But so moving forward, once mainnet is live, it'll be like a simple auction system for new names. So if I don't want to partake in making a pool, I can still claim the party token as an existing Maxi DAO holder. Is that right? Yeah. So if you hold any of the Maxi tokens, you'll get free party tokens, and party earns 1% of all the hex that goes into any of the pools on Pool Party. And so there's it's just by holding the party token liquid, you don't even have to stake it. There is staking a party. So let's talk about this real quick, because Name asked a similar question here. So party token holders get to split up all of the fee sharing revenue from the Pool Party platform. So let's see. So Tanto Nomini decision. Let's see. Decisions. Tough. Yep. Okay. So the party contract, every week it records a snapshot of who owns the party tokens, and it records its own supply every week. And so And then that is used in this hex distribution contract that allows party holders to claim their share of the earnings of that week. So when you're holding party liquid, you earn hex that comes from, the organizer fee, not the organizer fee. It comes just from the platform fee for, utilizing the contracts, having the front ends, and kind of facilitating this, this whole service. So if you just simply hold your party, you earn hex. But we built in this staking mechanism where if you stake your party, when you stake it, you actually burn the party, and so that burnt party is not calculated in the snapshot that is for distributing the liquid hex. And so when you stake your party, you're giving up short-term hex earnings and you're gaining long-term party. So you get more party in the future. So you have higher earning capacity in the future, but you're giving up your short-term earnings. And so this is a way to reward delayed gratification in this sense, where you're not competing for the hex earnings today, but by doing that, you're going to be earning more party, and that party just comes from, there's going to be a constant party supply inflation. Still determining what that'll be. It's definitely needs to be modest to where the people who aren't staked aren't, getting fully diluted too quickly, but then also, high enough to be attractive. So there's got to be a nice balance where, some portion of the supply is staked, meaning it's not competing for that short-term hex yield, and then that makes the hex yield higher for the people that don't stake. But then, in exchange for that, they're just getting more party in the future. So the total party supply cap, it's not a cap. There's going to be some type of maximum inflation. So the way to think about this is like, say the max length party stake is 100 years. There will be some value where on the edge case of if 100% of the party supply was staked for 100 years, what would that annualized inflation rate be? So basically we just have to define like what that maximum inflation rate would be if every single party was staked for the max length. And then that will define the annual, the max possible party inflation. But kind of how in Hex, the max inflation is 3.69%, but it's actually much less because of the way that like the T shares are accruing yield, but that yield is not realized until the end of a stake. It's kind of a similar mechanism where the max inflation that can happen is going to be one thing, but then the actual realized inflation is going to be much smaller than that. So, still determining that final value, but that'll be there. So the goal, so maybe what that means is that they'll kind of how, like there's a number of T shares per hex principle that you have, that if you have that many T shares, you are keeping up with the inflation of hex. So there's going to be some similar value in party where if you hold party, there's some amount of staked party that you'll want to have in order to maintain your pace of inflation, meaning your piece of the pie is at least staying constant. So like the whole pie itself is growing, and then your piece of the pie is also growing. So like if you hold all your party liquid, you're earning hex, that you can claim every week, but then your piece of the total party pie is slowly shrinking because people who are delaying gratification and earning more party by staking their party, their piece of the pie is growing. And so, so I think what we'll probably see is probably some balance of people holding some amount of party liquid, some amount of party staked. And then that'll actually be a really good way to, one, get party tokens locked, because, the full details will be once we roll this out on testnet, probably the next week or two. All the rules will be, more stated, but there's going to be no early end staking. Like staking is going to be a hard commitment, and once you lock in for however many days you choose, there's no early end staking. So The staking system is going to be kind of a squeeze on the circulating supply, which I think can be good for the price, but also it helps enable the stake yield to be higher for everyone else. So kind of similar phenomena in Hex where when more people are staking. Well, it's similar but kind of opposite in some ways. Like in Hex, when more people stake, that's less circulating supply, but also the stake yield goes down. Whereas in this case, if more people stake party, the circulating supply goes down, but also the yield in Hex goes up for the people that do hold their party liquid. So, pretty cool dynamics there. Hopefully, there's a lot of game theory for people to kind of be analyzing, and this compared to some of our other things, because if you look back at all of our other staking assets, so Team, for instance, that's on like a yearly interval, and so. And then Diamond Hands, Base is a year long interval. Trio Diamond Hand is a 3-year interval. Lucky is a 7-year interval. Desi's a 10-year interval. So like all of our assets so far are really these kind of like set and forget type of things. And so this one will be a lot more active in terms of the week to week dynamics. So we're really excited to see what type of new market behavior happens as a result. Brenton says, what will be the use of the party? So that'll be to claim the rewards. Sorry, I came in late. Can you verify if the names Coffee and Hex are actually them that claimed it? Nope, no way. No way to do that. And I wouldn't ask, I would not ask someone to dox their own wallet. And really, like if you're claiming a name, you should be doing it from a fresh new wallet. That's especially if you're going to be promoting these pools. You don't want to dox yourself from these. So I caught some maxi below when Hexnet dip. Nice, dude. Love to see it. See, right when Maxi launched, everyone loved the premium, but now I'm fully in belief that the discount is the name of the game. Like that's the best part. So well done. Will an airdrop happen on ETH? No, I'm probably not going to add support for those just because like nobody uses them. The markets are 0.0001% of the size, and if there had been more momentum or sustained momentum there, then yes. But you got to focus on the big markets instead of kind of these like niche little spin-off things. Your party is similar to ASIC token. It's your mining tool. Kind of in the sense that, well, it's like you kind of how we should there with like the choice you have. You can either just simply hold your party liquid and you earn Hex, or you just stake your party and earn more party. So it's not like the ASIC thing where you hold the ASIC and then you earn the PBTC. It's like you're holding it, but you're earning Hex. So it's like not like you're just like earning the inflation. Like these are like real, kind of like it's like real income, with these. With party, it's like you're earning from inflation. But if you're like the staking of the party, you're earning a party inflation. But when you're holding your party liquid, you're earning Hex. Like that's earning like revenue. So kind of a different phenomena, but maybe similar if that helps you think about it. Will the organizer's fee be limited to go into one address? No splitting. Also, are names transferable between wallets without listing on NFT sites? So the organizer fee is going to be done for just an address. If people want to do some type of splitting, what they could do is just have they would need to create their own contract that enables the splitting, and then plug in that contract address into the organizer address field. So probably not going to be spending a lot of time trying to add a bunch of different ways for organizers to kind of do that. Probably like if we see people like, or if a lot of people are like asking for it, probably what I would do is if someone really wanted to do some type of thing like that, then I would just like individually, like just sit down with them and show them how to implement it. And then if it's something that is like a repeated request, then I would probably add support for that type of thing, which would basically just be like, you know, giving people like the option to do that, and it would deploy them like a splitting type of thing. So it's basically like the organizer contract would just be like an escrow that where they could put in a certain number of addresses that can claim their pro rata share or just claim whatever distribution. So not going to build that right out the gate, but if it is something that seems to be widely used or widely demanded, then probably would probably do that. Are the names transferable between wallets out listing on NFT sites? Um, yeah, so I mean, you can just like there'll be NFTs, so you can just send them. Will the party stake be like the perps and maxi liquid stake, or like diamond hand stake with the ES penalties? So, are you talking about the pools themselves or party? So, when you stake party, it's kind of like diamond hands, but no EES. There's no early end staking. If you stake your party, it's locked in. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Um, so kind of like that. Make ladder stakes the party. Yeah, so you'd be able to stake. The way it works is that you start a stake, and um, the stake will, like, each time you stake, it's like its own stake. So you can split it up, and then also you'll actually know how much party you'll get at the end when you make your stake, because it's more deterministic instead of reactive. So like in hex staking, the yield is like a dynamic thing that's based on future behavior. But with this, because it's all based on this, like kind of how I described a couple minutes ago about there's some value that's going to be the maximum possible supply inflation, where if everyone 100% of the party supply was staked max length, what the resulting inflation would be, because the the yield in this sense is deterministic. You can actually calculate what it is beforehand, so you'll know that on whatever your end day is, you'll know how many party you're going to get out. So yeah, so that means you can ladder your stakes, and because it's deterministic, it doesn't need to do any type of calculation. So like starting and ending your stake won't be like, the longer it is, it won't have a higher gas cost for it. So you definitely want to consider the gas cost, because there will be a gas cost, but it'll probably be similar to the gas cost on just like minting your name claim and claiming names. Similar concept there, where it's like minting and burning. So it won't be too much in gas, but you know you don't want to do a whole like a whole bunch of ones, because it's like, what's the real difference between if you had two stakes ending within a week of each other? It's like you might as well just consolidate that into a single one. So you can definitely ladder, but you should just generally be sensitive to what the gas fee impact is on your stake strategy. Only joke about hex copy. Red Dildo to Hex Party. Thanks for developing an awesome protocol on top of Hex. Thank you. Red Dildo. Yeah, I mean, you could do GRN Dildo or Green DLDO. Great concept. Appreciate your and Gold Keys hard work. Keep it up. Thank you. Let's see what's going on Twitter. People talking about that. Huh. Apparently, Credit Suisse and Zen Crypto have the same management team. It's funny. All right. Let's go back to name claim. Oh, so check this out. So if we go to the Maxis Minters, it's an awesome way to keep track of the minting. So you can see here like all the tickers, all the minting of name claim. converting into the party. We've seen some massive, like one person put in 25 ETH and minted like 1 million or whatever it would be name claim. So we've had some huge participants, pretty wild. And then, so right now it's like the supply is 173,000 name claim, but what that's means is that most, and there's been, let's pull this up, the data here. There's been 3.47 million name claim minted. That means that most of the name claim is just used. It's either, a huge amount of it is converted into these party airdrop points, but with 100 names claimed and it's 9,600 to claim, that's almost 1 million right there. And so most of the name claim that's minted is immediately put to use, whether to convert into the party airdrop points or to burn into to claim the name. So pretty exciting to see people, being really decisive with their strategy. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna hop off here. If there's any more questions, load them up and I'll get to them. But if not, might go hang out with my wife. We were just at an awesome wedding in the mountains, snowy. I'll show you all the picture. A great time. I said, not sure what's more fun, wedding season or all season. I'm at the age where just everyone I know is getting married. And so we had a lot of fun. This is the wedding we were at. The beautiful Mrs. Dipcatcher. It's awesome hearing her talk about crypto to people. Yeah, I mean, she's obviously not as into it as I am, but it's like she's very well versed in all this stuff because we talk about the stuff, and so it's pretty funny to hear her. Because people ask like, what does he do? Like, it's just real, and so it's pretty fun. But we had an awesome time. So probably gonna sign off here. Go hang out. We're thinking about getting a new dog. We have a beautiful Shar-Pei, and we might get another one. But anyways, had a great time chatting with you guys today. A couple more questions here. Great stream. Can reload phases be one day? Yeah, they can. So, let's just look at the here. Let's pull up the search the base contract. So Maximus base, your scan. Let's just read the contract right here. We'll unpack that because I always get confused with just like what is a day? It's like when the day takes over. So let's go to here. We're gonna say reload. I guess here we'll find the function here. So the function is going to be and stake hex. Okay, so reload phase start is the current day, so whatever the day ends, and then reload phase end is going to be reload phase start, so the current day plus the reload phase duration. So say the day is 100, current day is 100, the stake ends, and you want to put reload phase duration as 1 day. So that means that reload phase end is going to be 100 plus 1. So now let's find reload phase end. So when we just search here for reload phase end. Okay, so that's not what we're looking for. Let's toggle down. Okay, so right here for the pledge hex function, it says that the current day, so in order to pledge hex, the current day must be less than or equal to reload phase end. So that means that, say the day ticks over, the day is, okay, I mean, 100 already passed. So say day 2000 comes around and the stake ends right as the day ticks over to 2000. And then, so that means that if the reload phase was set to 1 day, that means that the reload phase end is going to be 2001. And so that means that you can pledge hex all of day 2000, so the same day that it ended, so right after it ended, and the full reload phase end day. So say you say like the stake gets ended like an hour after it's eligible to end. That means that there will be, and if you set your reload phase to 1 day, that means that you will have 47 hours to load in. So if you set it to be 1, what that means is that it could be up to 2, like 2 full days if you end it instantly. So that's how to kind of reason about that. So if you wanted it to just like, if you wanted to minimize that time, you would set it to be 0. But maybe you would want to see, the full reload phase. But we'll be able to test all that when on the testnet phase. So, so let's talk about that. So, so I'm going to finalize these contracts for the next couple of days, and then we're actually going to do a pretty extensive testnet phase because I really want people to have a lot of confidence in this, and I want to make sure that everything across the whole board just goes really smoothly. And with this one, since there are more moving pieces, because there's the party piece, there's the auctions for the names, there's the pool organizer, then the pools. We'll actually probably have some pretty extensive testing. So maybe like even 2 or 3 weeks of testnet. I mean, when you look back at all the other ones, because they were kind of simpler in scope, we were able to do like full cycle testing across a series of a couple days. But for this, we'll probably have maybe 2 or 3 weeks of just testing, like of user testing. So you'll be able to see how those dynamics work in when that comes about. So yeah, so we'll be able to figure out what the best way to structure those reload phases are. Later name, later DC. Enjoy time with your life. Thanks. Should make a poll on Twitter. What would be people's strategy on holding party and taking it? Yeah, it probably come out 50-50. Yep, like you said, 50-50. I clipped and tweeted a portion of the stream. I find it humorous, but sorry if I wanted to do it here. Oh, no, dude, don't even sweat it. That's funny. Love it. All right, you guys. That's all the questions. All right, I think that is it. Have fun, everyone. Have a great week. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Probably stream again tomorrow. And yeah, so have fun, everyone. We'll talk to you later.